Hi, how are you? It's me again, Crystal. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you've been here, welcome back. Take a sip from my Buddy Holly cup here. Take my med from the surgery. And I'll tell you what we're getting ready to do today. That's good. So, I had surgery on Thursday. My new wrist brace is right here. It's got the splint in it. Waterproof banded on. I mean, this one's kind of skin color, but that's because I just took a shower and changed the one that the doctor put on Friday. Because I wasn't fixing to, like, wear that same bandage for 2 weeks for one. For two, I needed a shower, and once water gets under one of these waterproof bandages, they're done. The one the doctor put on was like from here to like here. And that was the day after surgery where I'd had this big old thing just wrapped around my wrist. Anyway, so what we're gonna do today, where did it go? It's here somewhere. I know it is, because I know I didn't throw it out. Give me a minute. It did. No idea what this is first of all. Oh, that's your brownie thing. Hope he helped clean up. And so I couldn't find what I was looking for. Anyway, the coffee, cinnamon, chocolate, swirl bread that I made stuck to the bottom of the pan. Both loaves did. This was the better looking one. And, turned out tasting alright. But didn't taste how I wanted it to be, didn't have the swirl exactly how I wanted it to be. I'll improve the technique as I go. But what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to make bread pudding. And if it doesn't take me too long to do that, I might throw together a couple of grow kits while we're chatting. Because I've also got a mushroom one. Hope he already threw some mint into a planter and transplanted my other aloe plant. So, let me get my materials together for this. It's not a whole lot, and I'll be right back. Hi, I'm back. So we're going to make a quick custard. Which I haven't done in a while. But yeah, I had to look up the recipe of an easy bread pudding because, again, I haven't done one in a while. And I don't want to make it and have it turn out like caca. Cats jumping on things. So you need, I'm going to go ahead and put my butter in first. So all you need is a 1/4 cup. This 1/4 cup. Actually, it says you only need 2 tablespoons, which is an 1/8 of a cup. But it says 2 tablespoons, and it also says a 1/4 cup. So I'm putting in a 1/4 cup. 2 cups of milk. Third cup of sugar. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Extra little splash, never hurt nobody. I always do that on purpose, don't worry about it. And a pinch of salt. Heat that on low heat. Stirring occasionally until the butter melts. Keep your workstation clean. get down. Puppy, get down. There you go. Good boy. Why'd you knock this one over, huh? Rubber spatula. Anyway, in this bowl I have 2 eggs beaten so that I can mix that in there after that's done. In the meantime, it says, and I'm going to butter both of these, because again, I'm betting it's only going to fill one. However, we'll see. And by butter, I mean I'm going to use the cooking spray because it is so much easier than using my butter, and it's actually probably healthier, although it's not healthier on your own. If I don't end up using this for this, I will find another thing to use it for. This one's almost empty, but I do have another one up in the cupboard. That was my alarm on my med. I took it 5 minutes early. Probably shouldn't have, but I did. But anyway. Then you're going to take your bread, sweet bread like a challah bread or Hawaiian bread. I'm going to use this bread because it's a sweet bread. I know chefs who use leftover French toast. And the reason I'm splitting this up in two is it also says use half a loaf of challah bread. Well, this is a little more than half loaf. It's not challah bread either, but that's what it says. It's not half loaf of soup bread. And then it immediately lists challah bread. But then I want you to chunk it up into about 2-inch chunks. Yes, I'm using my bread knife. Yes, I should get my chef's knife down. No, I'm not going to. Does not have to be perfect. Bread pudding also does not have to be exactly exact. I'm just following a recipe because I haven't done this in adulthood. I don't think you necessarily need to be on that low heat. The butter will never melt at that temperature. It'll take a year and a half. Okay, so now I have the chicken just setting on the counter for tomorrow. It will go in the refrigerator after I put it in that pan with some seasoning after it's defrosted enough to get it out of the bag. Wasn't anticipating doing that today, but why not? The only reason I'm still going to use this one is because I'm going to do my planting in it right now. So I'm not worried about a little bit of food on it. Because I might as well do that while this cools off. And so we can talk. So this is the Aloe Grow Kit. What do? Dissolve growing medium pellets into 1.5 cups of water. Fluff with a fork. Place into pot. Sow aloe seeds by gently pressing them into the surface of the growing medium and lightly cover with a thin layer of growing medium. Cover pot with plastic wrap, place in a warm, bright location, and keep growing medium moist, but not overwatered. Use a spray bottle to mist as necessary. Remove plastic wrap once seeds germinate. Water by misting when the top half of soil becomes dry. Once seedlings develop a pair of leaves, begin watering the plant fertilizer mixed in at half strength. Aloes like it better when they germinate in 70 to 80 degrees. Well, that's going to be the window because we don't do that. You need water. I need a bowl. Because once the butter in this is melted and the sugar has dissolved, I need to mix the eggs in. However, I need to cool this before I can do that, just to a lower temperature so it doesn't cook the eggs. And I want it to actually cook out and dissolve the sugar and melt the butter, but I also don't want it to be like overly hot, which is why they're saying that. See, this is why I always get confused why they say, oh, do it in 1.5, because 1.5 things of water, 1.5 cups of water is not necessarily enough. There's still bits of very, very dry growing medium in here. But for the most part, it's fine. I'm not even going to put it on lightly with my hand. I'll just do this. I have planted a lot of things in my life. Aloe has not been one of them. I do like them in my kitchen. If you don't know why you should have aloe in your kitchen, other than the fact that it's an edible plant and can do a whole lot of good for your system, then, and if you don't believe me, look it up. A lot of cultures that actually happen to have that particular plant or one related to it use it for many things. There we go. That's all done. Don't need to water it. I'm going to cover it with this bag and go stick it in a window. But if you get burned in the kitchen, you can cut an aloe leaf, and then the membrane inside, just like you use aloe from the store in the containers, it's like after sun and all that is good for sunburn. The aloe plant itself is really good for if you burn yourself in the kitchen, and just doing that, a really good plant to have around. I also have never grown mushrooms, but I like mushrooms to eat. Those are edible, so I'm really, really thinking about growing them. To eat them, to see if it works. Because most things that I've ever planted have grown. And anything that Hopi puts her hand to, she grows, because she's got a green thumb. But, yeah, we had an amazing vacation. We won't be going on another full-on week-long vacation. Oh, I'm trembling. Until this fall sometime. No offense, guys. I love y'all and everything, but you don't need to know my exact itinerary. This is almost ready to cool off a little bit, but that's why I'm watching it. We will be going to like an overnight trip to an amusement park, a couple camping trips right down the road. My sister and I might be doing a trip ourselves later on this summer. Just an overnight trip. I'll take that up the heat because this is an electric range. And it very much would just still be getting hot right there. So this summer we don't have a huge itinerary. Oh, we're going for a week here and a week there and a week the next place. Both camping trips will probably end up being close to a week. But legitimately, they're right down the road. So, people will be coming and going from the house pretty much daily, if not daily. And I'll have this brace on. I'm supposed to wear it at all times other than when dealing with water. And I'm not really I'm not supposed to soak the wrist underneath anything, obviously. Like, I can't take a bath with Epsom salt and soak the wrist. There's still stitches. I can do that after the stitches come out in 2 weeks, but I can't do that right now. So this is going to be on for 2 weeks straight. And then on as needed for a few weeks. I'm not exactly sure how many. I'm currently not allowed to lift things more than, like, spatulas and certain heaviness of things. If it causes me any sort of pain, I'm not allowed to lift it. Discomfort's different. It's not pain. So in a couple weeks, this will come off. They'll reassess the strength of the wrist. I may or may not need physical therapy, considering that this is the left side where I had my stroke on. On top of it, the wrist was injured for several months without physical therapy before surgery. And I haven't been using it very much at all. I haven't been able to. It's been painful. But I would not be able to return to work without restrictions till the middle of the summer, if not the very end of July, which means I'm going stir crazy, but not as bad as it could be because I have plenty of craft items and birds who are talking to me nonstop. We have a couple of interesting things coming up here in the next, 5-6 weeks or so. And that's just around the house. Well, within the hour or so of the house. And I'm just gonna, I'm tired. I barely slept last night because I slept for like a couple hours and then I woke up after the nap. And I slept the night before in good solid 3 to 6 hour chunks. But that was because the 2 nights previous to that, the night of the surgery and the night before the surgery, I was up every 5-10 minutes, or I didn't sleep at all, or I slept in half-hour increments. So then I was exhausted on Friday night. I was sleeping decent chunks of time in between pain meds. Last night I took a quick nap before midnight. Woke up, took my pain med, was sitting there coloring on my phone. Put that down, attempted to go to sleep, couldn't go to sleep. Went and laid in the bed. after my 6 o'clock med. Still couldn't go to sleep. Basically laid there till about 10, hit the snooze on my alarm, and then slept for 55 minutes. Got up and did clean the bathroom, because Hopi had dyed her hair again. It's now electric blue, and it's amazing, but, you know, there was blue dye, and that was from Friday night. We'd also taken her to her first spray Friday. I didn't get to do a whole lot of rides, but I did get to take her, and it was a whole lot of fun. But, yeah. So, I didn't do a whole lot of rides, obviously. I was worried about hitting the wrist. But I got up and I cleaned up the hair dye mess that I didn't have the energy to clean up yesterday. She did attempt to clean it up herself, warned me it was a mess, was going to go back in there and work on it yesterday, and I told her I had it, and then I just ran out of spoons and couldn't do it, so now I'm doing it now. Well, now it's done now. And then I took a shower, and then you've been with me since. So that's almost cool enough to go over that. Harvest in 10 days, just add water. Watch me grow. Pink oyster mushrooms. Okay, so get started. Open box and soak bath overnight. Mist twice a day with the included spray bottle, and follow along in your discovery book, and they can double in size daily. Days 11 through 12 harvest, cook and share. Okay, so I'm going to start this tonight. I'll soak it overnight tonight. I'm not going to do it right now. This actually isn't so bad if I slowly add the eggs, and if I put a little bit into the eggs first, that it won't, to temper the egg, that it's going to curdle. So give me a moment, and we'll get this in the oven, and I'll tell you what my plan is for the for dinner tonight and dinner tomorrow, because it's actually very simple. If you notice, I'm dribbling this in and I'm whisking it with the fork as I'm doing it. You also need to whisk it when you put it into the other pan with the hot mix. This is not curdle at all, but I'm not going to whisk that with the fork, and my whisk is in the dishwasher. So instead, I'm going to get my spatula out. If you're wondering how you work without a left hand but needing to support something, you can use whatever's around you, like the edge of the pot, to help. And I'm just going to slowly add it in. There is no cooked bits in here. And it smells amazingly vanilla, probably because I always add extra vanilla. But I add extra vanilla to everything. And then you're going to take this mixture and you're going to pour it in over your bread. Just like so. And I'm gonna wash this pot here in a minute. And I should have kept that spatula, I forgot. And I kind of squish this down at this point. Kind of get more coverage from the bread pudding. You'll notice when you do that, because this is, I could have added a little bit more milk along. Yeah, I could. I didn't. But that's a good thing. So you're going to cook it for about 35 to 45 minutes. As always, put whatever I'm baking on a tray because I don't want it to overflow. Into the preheated oven. Set the timer. And of course I'll show you guys what that's like when it's... I'm going to set it for 40 and I'll check it at 40. I'll show you guys what it's like when that's done. But my plan for tonight's dinner is a salmon with a garlic, butter, and herb that was pre-made for me at Costco, so that made me happy. Along with some the Great Value Shells and Cheese Deluxe. I might use the one with the bacon, I might not. And some broccoli and cheese. My own hair is getting in my nose and it's driving me nuts. And then tomorrow, I'm going to do a quick ranch chicken in here instead of my crock pot. That was not what I intended, but it is only these little packages that you can get at Costco. You can get in a pack of 6. They're £1 a piece. They're tenderloins. They're fine. They're good. When you have like 3 people in the house, you really only need, even when you have 4, for the most part, you only need a pound of meat. As Americans, we tend to eat too much meat. But, so that'll be a ranch chicken with a bacon ranch noodle salad. I just got the, Suddenly Salad pasta salad, I think it is. Yeah. The ranch bacon pasta salad. I'm going to add some extra bacon I have left over from the other day in there that I'm going to chop up, and some broccoli. Because I'll be using the broccoli later tonight anyway, so I can go ahead and open it. And then whatever's left of the big bag of broccoli, I'm going to turn around and chop up. I'll probably do a dinner compilation for next Friday's video. And do a quick update. My avocados are actually getting ripe. So tomorrow sometime I'm going to make homemade guacamole. I am not adding jalapeno to it, although I usually would because too many people have heartburn here. But let me come back and show you that when it's done. I'm going to straighten this up. I'll probably just switch it out with my other cutting board and put this in the sink. Yeah. But I might throw my Suddenly Salad pasta into, like, wash this pot and throw, because my other pots are in the dishwasher, and throw it into and let it boil so that it has extra time to cool. Then again, I might not. We'll see. I'll see you back in a few minutes. Had the phone in the other room, so I had to run in there and grab it because the oven alarm went off. I needed to get that out, but I was unpacking other than Martin's suitcase, which still needs to be done. I was unpacking the very last bag from vacation, which just had odds and ends in it, like sunscreen that we'd picked up because, you know, I turned lobster red, and the alarm went off. So I was like, oh, well. So I wasn't going to sit down in between what I filmed just a minute ago for next week's video and when the alarm went off in like 6 minutes. I was going to be productive in that 6 minutes. I've been productive, but yeah. So I've already taken it out. I'm going to show it to you, and then I'm going to say goodbye for this video, and then I'm going to show something really quick for next week's video, and then I'm going to finish unpacking that bag, and then I'm going to sit down. Alright, here we go. So this is the bread pudding. The custard has fully set. It is absorbed. I probably could have had a little bit more, but it is still spongy. It is still nummy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye now. I realized I didn't film anything before.